Hi, Ironbound Gym, and welcome to Tai Chi Chuan and Qigong. With me, my name is Stan Rockwell. We're going to finish off the Sun style today. First, going to try to do it in the correct order, where you kind of open and close your hands, squeezing your fists, smiling, getting in the mood. If there's anybody else around, you can say hello to them, or just say hello to the screen. Hi, everybody. And then you focus on your posture, balance, and breathing. You have your feet about shoulder width apart and as parallel as you can get them. If you have issues with ankles, knees, hips, you have to have your toes out a little bit. And I've had folks in class who, because of the way they were structured, they had their toes in a little bit. And for them to do it any other way was painful for them. And remember, in this, it's you need to be able to smile whatever it is you're doing. So however it feels best for you. The reason they do it the way they do it is they're trying to focus on moving energy through your body in an efficient way, and also trying to have yourself as balanced and in harmony with gravity as you can be. Remember, one of the principles is you only do whatever work you need to do for whatever it is you're doing at that moment, and staying upright. If you're in harmony with gravity, you're not having to stress out any part of your body to keep you straight up because something is outside your foundation. Your foundation is that invisible line around the outsides of your feet. Everything inside that rectangle is your foundation, just like the foundation of your house, and you want it to be very strong so that it can keep your house upright for a very long time. You also want to be nice and grounded, so you have a couple of ways you can do that. You can use those acupressure points in the center of each forefoot, the Yong Chin, the bubbling wells, the K1 acupressure point, the kidney meridian. And you can visualize an energetic connection, just magnetically almost connected to the earth, so it makes it very hard to get off your feet. One other method that's used, especially in Tai Chi Chuan, is what's called rooting, and it's visualizing yourself almost like a very sturdy tree with roots growing deep into the earth. And to make it very stable, they use a 3-point stance in each foot. Ball of the foot at the base of the big toe, ball of the foot at the base of the little toe, in the center of the heel. Those roots just growing right down into the earth. If you're like me and your feet are kind of flat and that causes your knees to bow in a little bit, just raise up your arches so your knees are pointed in the same direction as your toes. Everything we do, your knees and toes are going to be in the same direction. If we're in a stance like this, knees and toes are going to be in the same direction, and the knee is always going to be behind the toes. So if I drop a line down from my kneecap, it's going to hit somewhere at the base of my toes. It's never going to be beyond them. And you start to pay attention to how the bottoms of your feet feel connected to the floor or to the ground, wherever you happen to be. And you may kind of move around a little bit so you feel yourself centering right in the middle of that foundation, so your feet are equally weighted in all directions, front, back, left, right, corners. Then you focus on getting yourself connected to Tien, or to the heavens. Remember, there's yin energy in the earth, yang energy in the heavens. We're connecting to both because humans are in between the two. You have the crown chakra, or the Ba Wei in Chinese. It's the last up after you're born. You can visualize yourself attached with a line pulling you up, or an energetic connection pulling you up. And as it does, it stretches you upwards and makes you taller. Stacks your vertebra on top of your spine, so it takes on more of a J shape instead of that usual S shape. And as it does that, tops of your hips become parallel to the floor, tailbone drops down a little bit, and hips move back a little bit, which flattens out your stomach and your lower back. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, again, because of the way it's structured, just relax into whatever feels best for you. Tops of your shoulders become parallel to the floor. They relax down a center line, so they're not pulled up, they're not slouched forward, they're not pulled back, they're just relaxed down the center and level. Imaginary line across your eyes and ears is parallel to the floor. Back of your head rises up, your chin tucks in a little bit, and as it does that, it may move your head back just a little bit to get it nice and balanced on your shoulders, or you can use the visualization of a plumb bob or a pendulum with one end attached to that bob weight spot, and the plumb bob or the pendulum just drops right down through the center of your body, through the perineum, and it hits the floor right in the middle of your foundation. Depending again on how you're built, it may be equally distant from your ankles or your 4 feet or somewhere in between, or those public wells somewhere in between. If you were to drop a line from your earlobe, it'll go through the center of your shoulder, the center of your hip, the center of your ankle, so there's a little bit of a bend in your knees. There's always going to be some bend in your knees and some bend in your elbows, so you're never going to fully compress. You're also never going to fully extend. You're also never going to fully compress. You want some softness in the joints. And once you're in harmony with gravity, you focus on your breathing. Breathing in through your nose down to your diaphragm, feeling expansion all the way around about belt level, or just below, or just above. So you pull that diaphragm down on the inhale, and you touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. In Chinese medicine, you're connecting 2 energy channels. In Western medicine, you're disengaging the muscles in your jaw so you can't clench your teeth. Doesn't matter if you believe that or not, but it does help relieve the tension in your jaw. On the exhale, you can breathe out through your nose and just leave your tongue where it is. The other option in this part is breathing out through your mouth, pulling that pelvic floor up, and regardless, you want to pull the pelvic floor up to move as much air out as you can, so on the next inhale you get more clean air in. But on the exhale, you can just release the tongue and sigh. With that sound, just let whatever tightness is inside, whatever tension is inside, just relax and flow out. And it dissipates and disappears. So just breathe at your own pace and make the exhale last a second or 2 or 3 longer than the inhale. You don't want to try to breathe as deeply as you can. There's a 70% rule for everything, including the breathing, so just stay in your comfort zone. But if you inhale on a count of 5, just exhale on a count of 6 or 7 or 8 to engage that relaxation response. Just keep breathing, and as you do, feel any tightness anywhere from the top of your head all the way down through your body, through the tips of your toes. Just breathe into it and let it soften. Let it relax. It's in that eutonic state where the muscles are relaxed but ready. They're not too tight, but they're not too loose. Just like that crane standing in the water waiting for the fish to come by with very intent focus, but also very calm. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. So just follow me as we loosen things up a little bit. You inhale as your arms come up to about shoulder high. You turn your hands towards your face. As you press in, you press your head back a little bit to feel some movement in your neck. You drop the elbows, then you turn the hands and press out. And remember that principle of song, the expansion of the joints, while keeping softness in the joints so you don't fully extend your arms, but you feel them expanding outwards, moving that synovial fluid around. Hands come back down towards your thighs as you tuck your chin just a bit. You inhale on the way up, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale. One more. And back to the center. The second one for your neck, your arms come up with your palms facing. One hand drops down, palm towards the floor. A little bit of a bend in the wrist to activate that acupressure point in your wrist. The other arm folds over, so Lagong point where your finger touches your palm. Upper dantian, that third eye in yoga. Shoulder nice and relaxed, but you want to keep these 2 points connected. As you turn 70% of your range of motion to that side, moving just your arm and your head. As you come back to the center, the lower arm comes up. And then you do the same thing on the other side. It's an inhale to the center and an exhale out. One more on each side. Back to the center. For the shoulders, there we go. Just trying to get where the sun wasn't blinding me. It's going to be first forward shoulder rolls and reverse shoulder rolls. Remember, if you have issues with your rotator cuffs, just rotate your arms so your palms are facing behind you. You can make the circles with your elbows, but otherwise it's just your shoulders rolling towards the front, getting them nice and loosened up and limber. Just remember to breathe through your abdomen. And then reverse. And then inhale up for the shoulders and exhale down, and there's a little bit of dropping down. This is sometimes also called sinking your chi, where you kind of relax down into your feet. Again, getting nice and balanced. Let's do a few extra of this one. It's balancing out the energy in your body. Inhale up and exhale down. Come back to the center. Then hold the ball. Palms facing each other, upper hand palm down, lower hand palm up. Lower hand rotates out, presses up, upper hand presses down. A little stretch for your back. It's an inhale to the center and an exhale out. And then I've got this hand on top. The second for the back is the side-to-side rotation. And I want to keep everything from the hips down nice and still, so I focus just on the back. And keep it easy on the knees, because if you rotate at the ankles, you put a lot of stress on your knees. So don't do that. Just focus on moving from the hips up. I've got this hand on top, so I go just until the hands line up with the hip on that side. Turn the hands around, keeping the palms facing. Go to the other side. Synchronize your breathing, so you're inhaling in one direction and exhaling in the other. And then for the hips, nice and centered, hands go to one side. You shift your weight to the foot on that side, so now this foot is my foundation. It's like there's a line around that foot, no weight in this foot at all. You can foot, feel some movement in that hip. Back to the center, then shift the weight to the other side. And if you're working on balance, you can just let your foot move out. But again, you keep yourself perpendicular. You don't counterbalance with your body. It's an exhale and an inhale. For the forward and back motion in the hips, palms are down. Everything's nice and centered. Shift your weight into one foot, either foot, it doesn't matter. Hands go back. Empty foot goes forward, heel touches. Hands come back to center. Forefoot comes back, touches in the middle to rebalance. Hands go forward. Foot goes straight back, forefoot touches behind you. And then your leg just goes forward and back. Synchronize your breathing. And same thing on the other side. Come back to the center. You have your feet in that first position with your toes towards the corner, space between your heels, just like the beginning. This is actually the beginning of Sun Style. It's just standing like this. But we're going to put our fists at our hips, shift your weight into one foot, or rotate that empty foot on the forefoot, step up into a bow stance, and then punch with the opposite arm to counterbalance. You get a really nice stretch when you do that principle song with this one. It's an exhale and an inhale. And then back to center. For the ankle, shift your weight into one foot and do heel and toe. And then the same thing on the other side. For the lateral motion in the ankles, you just pick a spot on the floor, outside and inside the foot, touch as close to the same spot as you can, and then the same thing on the other side. And then you just kind of shake everything out. If you want, you can do the shake your chi that comes from some other Qigong forms. And I'm going to do the form. We've gotten all the way through the first part of section 3. And I'm going to face away so I can keep my left and right straight for sure. We've got the form done front so you can see the hands in earlier lessons, so you can just look back in Facebook Live, or you can look on the YouTube channel. And I've got a website that has all the forms we do, so if there's one you forget, you can just look on the website. And it has 2 addresses. One is findingdao.com, findingdao.com. Dao is Chinese for the way. And the other address is williamsburgtaiji.com, and it's spelled T-A-I-J-I. Remember, Dao and Taiji are the pinyin spellings of the Chinese characters, which is what's used in modern day since probably the late 50s, sometime in the 1960s, when we stopped calling Beijing Peking, because they really, the pinyin gives the pronunciations better, or more like the Mandarin than does the old Wei-Jiao systems of Tao and Tai Chi, because it's Ji, not Chi. So we get ourselves nice and balanced. Qi is that other thing, that energy that flows through your body, spelled Qi in pinyin and Chi in Wei-Jiaos, which caused confusion too. So using pinyin to try to keep things straight. And we'll begin. Arms float up and down. Shift your weight into your right leg. Rotate on that left forefoot. Hands come in towards your waist as you step with the left foot. Hands rise up. They get shoulder high. They reach out as the right foot comes up into open and close. Into single whip. Shift your weight left. A little step towards the right corner. Shift your weight into that right leg. Extend your arms. Palms out. Hands separate. Eyes follow your left hand. Weight goes left. Right hand takes in the right foot. Shoulder width. And step to the side, getting your foot completely off the floor, keeping your toes pointed towards the front for wave hands like clouds. And that's 2. And that's 3. Open and close, end of the first part of the first section. Then you shift your weight right, a little step left for single whip. Extend your arms, palms out, hands separate, eyes look back to the right. Shift your weight right, left hand takes the left foot. And then step left for wave hands like clouds, going to the left. And then open and close. That's the end of section 1. Section 2, shift your weight right. Adjust your hands, right hand palm down, left hand palm up, left hand higher. Adjust your left foot, shift your weight back left. T-step with the right foot. Right hand takes the right foot around, presses it down, toes straight ahead to your right. Just shift your weight, you settle your wrist as it comes past your head, a little follow step with your left foot for brush knee push. Step back, palms are going to cross, foot comes in, toe down, right foot, and play the lute. Adjust your hands, so right hand palm down, left hand palm up, right foot comes down 45 degrees, step, palms cross, flip your hands, step, 45-degree foot, palms cross. Right foot comes down, toes straight ahead, make fists, and you punch left over right with a follow step for parry and punch. Hands go palm down, you step back, hands cross, right foot comes in, toe down, and that's apparently closing, and then push the mountain, you rotate on the left forefoot, the right heel, back to the front for open and close. Weight goes left, adjust your right foot to 45, adjust your hands, left foot comes in for T-step, look to your left, brush knee push. Step back to play the lute, step up to parry and punch. Apparently closing, push the mountain to the front, open, close, end of section 2, beginning of section 3, part 1, starts just like Section 2, brush knee push. That long movement, leisurely tie coat or lazily tie robes. Hands come in and then they rise up. You step up to present the pie, drop back, and then a little rotation and a push to throw the pie. Rotate back to the front for open and close. Then there's that lateral single whip. Your right hand keeps going. This time comes down and adjusts that right foot to 45. You shift your weight back and you're in lowering movement. Plant that left foot and go fist under elbow with a follow step. Right foot steps out. You come back. It's repulse monkey, but it's really brush knee push to the back. And then to the front. Adjust your right foot. Brush knee to the left, leisurely tie coat, up, back, push, into the front, open, close. Part 2 of section 3 is exactly what we just did, except it's going to be starting in the opposite direction, so we'll be doing it in a mirror image of what we just did. And since we've already gone over all the hands and feet, I'm going to face the other way again to keep my left and my right straight. So the second part of section 3 starts with open, close. And I'll do it very slowly. Shift your weight left, adjust your hands, adjust your right foot. Come back. Left foot comes in for a T-step. And then we come around. Brush knee push. Follow step. Leisurely tie coat or lazily tying robes. Up. Back. That low rotation. Back to the center, push with a follow step, open, close, that lateral step for single whip. This time your eyes look to the left, and your weight's mostly in your right foot, so your left hand can adjust your left foot. Then you shift your weight back left into lowering movement, adjust your right hand, plant your right foot, make a fist with your left hand, a little follow step, fist under elbow. Relax your left hand. It comes up. You're going to do a brush knee push, but it's going to be called repulse monkey because you're going north-south instead of east and west. Right hand takes the right foot around. Push. Drop your left heel. Right hand goes palm up, and if one hand's up, it's going to come down, and the hand down is going to come up. So this right hand's going to lift those right toes, and you're going to be turning on that right heel. And you shift your weight right. Left hand takes the left foot around and you brush to the front. And remember, drop the heel, lift the toes. So just shift your weight back. Right heel drops, left hand goes palm up. It lifts those left toes so you can rotate on that heel. Shift your weight left. Right hand takes the right foot around. Brush and you push to the right. Adjust your hands so your fingers of your left hand are on your right wrist. Right hand goes palm up as you step back with the left foot, right hand, and the hands taking the right foot. Hands rise up. Step up. Back. A little rotation. And a push. As you come back to the front, your feet are back in a V. Open. Close. So let's do that a couple more times. See how it goes. And I'm going to face away again. Start off with open, close, brush knee push to the left. Leisurely tying coat or lazily tying robes. It's a movement that's done in Chin style in other families, but it looks very different in each family. push. Open, close. Lateral single whip. To lowering movement. Fist under elbow. Step back to repulse the monkey to the back. To the front. Brush knee to the right. Leisurely tie coat. And up. And back. And push. Feet back in a V. Open. Close. Hands come down. One thing about YouTube, it does have a an option you can slow things down and make it even slower. So we'll give it another go. Nice and balanced. We'll go open and close. Brush knee to the left. Leisurely tie and coat. Back to the front. Open. Close. Single whip. Into lowering movement. Fist under elbow. Step back to repulse the monkey. And remember the follow step. Don't bring your toes up beyond the heel of the front foot, because when you turn your foot like that, you end up stepping on your toes. And then to the front. Brush knee. Lazily tying robes or leisurely tying your coat. To the front, open, close, and down. Let's do the whole thing through, and then we'll just about be out of time. Get yourself nice and balanced. Just relax everything and just breathe. And begin. Arms come up and down. Step. Step. Open. Close. Single whip. Wave hands like clouds. That's one. That's two. That's three. Open. Close. Single whip. Wave hands. Open, close. First part of section 2. Brush knee to the right. Play the lute. Step up to parry and punch. Parrot the closing. Push the mountain. Open, close. Second part of section 2. Brush knee push to the left. Play the lute. Parry, punch. Apparently closing. Push the mountain. Open, close. First part of section 3. Brush knee push to the right. Leisurely tie coat and up and back and push. Open, close. Single whip into lowering movement into fist under elbow. Step back. Repulse the monkey to the back. To the front. Brush knee to the left and leisurely tie coat to the left. And up and back. And push. Open. Close. Second part of the third section. Brush knee to the left. Leisurely tie coat. Up. Back. Push. Open and close. Lateral single whip. Into lowering movement. Into fist under elbow. Step back. Repulse monkey to the back. To the front. Brush knee to the right. Leisurely tie coat up. Back. Push. Come back to the front. Feet are back in that V again. Open. Close or first position. Arms come down. And that's the whole form. If you look on the website, I've got a video of it doing it in front of a mirror so you can see the front and the back at the same time. And there's also a list of the movements on there. Different people learn different ways. My main teacher, when he would learn a form, would sit down and would memorize the names of each form. So if he knew how to do that particular form, he was good at that particular movement, like brush knee. He was good to go. He just needed to learn the transitions between the movements. And that can be interesting too if you ever learn Young style. The beginner Young style forms like 8 form, 9 form, 16, 24, they've taken out a lot of the transitions. So if you study something like 40 form, or especially 105 or 108 form, there's a lot more to it than just what you get in the short forms. This particular Sun style form actually does have the transitions pretty much the same as in the 72, 74, 72 form, competition form, and I think the long form in Sun style is 97. That's the other issue, trying to count the numbers, like how many different movements do we do in this? Well, 40 some, but it depends on how you count them, because this is one movement, but all this thing is all one movement too. So in this particular one, this is one movement, open and close, but in the longer forms, open is one movement and close is one movement. So again, don't think too much, don't worry about it, just kind of go with the flow and do the movements and have fun with it, and take care of yourself. Get yourself nice and balanced, and doing these a little early to try to get them in for various reasons. And I know a lot of times when I do classes at places, the maintenance people oftentimes will use that as a time to mow lawns or blow leaves, and folks at the end of the cul-de-sac have been running leaf blowers and lawn equipment the entire time. I hope it doesn't come through that this nice little mic here is only picking up the sound right in this area here. Just get yourself nice and balanced. Let's do the swing first. And if I counted right, this one should be shown between Christmas and New Year. So hope you're having a really nice holiday season and you'll have a great New Year. Let's do the drumming too. Just inside the shoulder. And then base of the rib cage. And then inguinal crease, the qua. So you take a class and the teacher's saying open and close your qua, that's what they're talking about. Lower dantian, it's really kind of opening and closing your hip. And since you're directing energy with your waist, it's a very important part of it. Back to the swing. And just relax. Hold a really nice big ball. Upper hand keeps your head nice and still. Lower hand takes your hip out. Keeping it nice and soft on your knees though. Just remember to breathe. Through all of this, remember to breathe. Fists and up on your toes as you tense everything up. And inhale, exhale, just let everything relax. Inhale, exhale. One more. It's also a technique in use. It's the holidays. Sometimes they're a little stressful. You get yourself nice and balanced. You do this standing or sitting. You make a fist with one hand. As you inhale, you tighten your fist, but again, you don't dig your nails down into your palms. You just tighten the muscles in your hand. And you visualize all the tension, all the worries, all the stress in your body going down into that fist. And as you inhale again, all the other worries that you missed the first time going there, you tighten it a little more. And one more time, everything goes into that hand. You visualize it as a fluid, like water, like red water going into that hand. And this time when you exhale, just relax that hand. Let all that tension, all that red water just flow out of your fingers into the floor, through the floor, into the earth. It dissipates away from you. That's when you can practice and do it slowly. Some mindful meditation. Now just get yourself balanced. We want to balance everything out. Inhale up and exhale down. We'll do 6. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe, healthy, and well. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.